Last August, when we came out to the Horn Canna Farm near Carnegie, we were fortunate to get to come over to the home of Ruth Boyette. And Ruth has showed us around her garden here, and she's been gardening here for years and loves the area and loves to grow different things. And Ruth, how long ago did you move in here?
How long have I been here?
Yes.
70 years.
70 years. And you've been gardening?
All this time.
All that time.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You like all different types of plants. I notice you have a lot of daylilies.
I've got it all, Steve. As I said to you, you can hardly mention a plant on your show but what I don't already have it.
Sometimes when you watch the show, you see and you think, I've got that, I've got that one. And
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it really is.
And you have daylilies, you have irises,
right.
And out front, I noticed you had a hedge of eastern red cedar, those junipers.
Right, junipers.
Can you tell us the story about those?
Well, they came off of my sister and her husband's farm up near Hydro on Deer Creek. And they were about 12 inches tall when I got them, probably 54 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
And that's how big they are now, and I just kept trimming them until I got them in that shape, you know.
Okay, so they've been there a long time, over 50 years.
Yeah,
okay, or close to it.
Okay.
Let's have a seat here.
Okay. Well, let's do that.
All right. Okay. And out front, I noticed there's a sign that says this is a Centennial Farm.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that means?
That you've been on one place, owned by the same family for 100 years.
Okay.
And it doesn't count if people's moving in and out, that don't count. You have to actually live here. So nobody but the Boyettes has lived here. They had the one son, and then we were married, no children, and I'm still here, holding it down, which makes 103 years now, I think.
Okay, so that's quite a while.
Yeah, it's sort of honor.
Great.
And it's one of the best farms in Caddo County, and it's just been fun to do it all these years.
Well, I can tell you absolutely love gardening, and you have different trees out here that you usually don't see.
Right.
And can you tell me about maybe this one right up here?
That is a pagoda.
Japanese pagoda?
No. Yeah, pagoda tree.
Pagoda tree?
Yeah. I guess it's not very old. It's probably 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's doing great. You've been taking really good care of it.
Yeah, and it's got gorgeous blooms. Great big white one, just hangs down in big clusters. And the first time I saw it bloom, I was really excited. Okay. It gets a little bit messy afterwards, kind of like this mimosa tree. You know, those little blooms fall off and mess your yard up. But
those blooms are something to see, though.
The beauty of it, you forget about the little mess.
Sure, absolutely.
Right.
Well, I just love your place. You've got so many different garden areas, and it's just so much color. It's sort of a cottage garden style, I think, the way you've got it laid out, and it's just exciting to walk from one area to another area, and there's something different here that maybe you didn't see on the other side of the house.
We've got the little Japanese garden and the little Oriental garden, and then the little casual gardens all the way around.
And some sitting areas that are really cool in the shade here.
Yeah, I have a lot of sitting areas, benches to rest on, because I'm getting up in years now, and I just like to sit down and rest.
Whenever you get to a place and you've got a bench there, and it comes in handy.
I know people that's come here to view the daylilies and arches every year, which we usually have a little deal down through here, and people come. They'll say, oh, we like this yard. You can just sit down wherever you want to rest. I've had people to drive down the road there and see that Oriental garden on the other side when it's at its best. And they stop in, and one day this one couple come in, and they asked David if they could bring their mother and father over here. It's going to be their 50th anniversary, and they wanted to take pictures for their 50th anniversary at that little arch around there with the mandevilla on it. It was gorgeous. It's not quite that full of bloom today, but so they came the next morning, and I think they brought maybe a dozen people with them.
Wow, more than
when
just
they wasn't supposed to bring but
people.
4.
So you've got a nice place. It attracts people from everywhere.
They went around every place that I had, benches, statuary, and everything. Took pictures of everything. The 2 hours they was here.
A full photo album, I bet. Yeah.
They was so happy to get to do that. But I thought, well, that's quite an honor. People thinking enough of my yard to stop and want their anniversary picture made.
Yeah,
right.
When you first came here, I guess there were a few trees, but you planted quite a few yourself.
Not any.
Not any.
None.
None. Okay.
So these elms around the edge was planted 70 years ago. So of course they've been broke up a number of times. Like 3 years ago when we had that ice storm, you know, it did a lot. I know we were out of electricity here for 28 days. Okay. And I went to hydro and stayed with one of my nieces, you know, till I could come back. That's the longest 28 days I ever, because I'd never been away from home.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to go away from home.
Well, I can imagine.
I like to go, but I want to come back at night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
I understand that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what are some of your favorite perennials? I know you like the daylilies and the iris.
Yeah.
Any of the other things?
Candy tuft's one of them.
Candy tuft, the
and
iris.
And all the creeping clock. And the yellow listen. And of course the hardy phlox. That is great. I guess you've seen them on this side of the house. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're not in bloom yet. This beginning. Yeah. So. You know, Steve, really, it's hard to tell you what's my favorite because they all are.
There's so many of them. It's like
right.
picking your favorite child, I guess. There's just no way to do that.
And you know, there's something in bloom from spring till frost.
Well, that means you're a good garden designer. You've got it set up to have something to enjoy throughout the year.
And people will say, well, how do you have something in bloom all the time? I said, you plant it that way.
That absolutely.
You have to plant it.
Plant it a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
And you know, there's no better therapy than gardening.
Absolutely.
Not any.
I agree.
Better.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
Well, Ruth, I sure appreciate you allowing us to come and look at your garden and telling us some of these stories. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Glad to do it.
All right.
Thanks for meeting you.
Who's been helping Ruth with her garden the last few years is David Barton. Hey David, welcome to the program.
Yeah.
So David, could you tell us a little bit about some of the plants that Ruth has here? I notice she has a lot of daylilies and she's particularly fond of this one, is that right?
Manel starfish.
Manel starfish, wow, that is huge. How big would you say that is?
It, I think, is listed as a 9, but I don't believe it's 9 today.
Wow, so it can get to be 9 inches from petal to petal.
I think it's listed that big.
Incredible. And then the purple and yellow one in the back there?
Malaysian monarch.
That one is wide. And I love that combination of color. And up here we've got some roses that look fairly common. Can you tell us which rose we have here, David?
This one's knockout.
Knockout.
Ruth's had excellent luck with knockout.
Knockout is certainly a popular rose these days, and it's good to see it doing well out here in Caddo County.
It does well.
Well, this little yellow perennial here, it sort of looks like a creeping phlox maybe would look, only it's blooming here in the middle of June in the heat and just covered with those little yellow flowers. Can you tell us about that one, David?
Zinnia grandiflora. And it's was the original start came out of the panhandle of Oklahoma.
Okay, our little plains zinnia or prairie zinnia growing here and spreads a little bit by rhizomes. And you've got this plant at your house, is that correct?
Yes.
How long have you had it?
About 65.
Since 1965, so 39 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so very long lived.
Given as a gift by a friend.
Okay, great plant and great to know that it lasts that long in the garden. Well, I can see that Ruth also has some upright Yopon hollies and right back here she's got a saucer magnolia and just a wealth of plants here in Caddo County, and I think you do an excellent job helping her here with the garden, and I'm sure she really appreciates it. Thanks a lot, David.
Thank you.